Hey guys, Randy Kavanaugh from the Armor Garage here. I just wanted to give you guys a little update on a tool I've been working on called Armorsmith. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about what the current state is, when is it going to be coming out. I had hoped to have it out last month, but the beta is taking a little bit longer than I had initially expected. So right now I don't have a hard date set. But I'm continuing to work on it, and I thought what I would do is kind of give you guys a demo of where it's currently at. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is essentially the starting screen, where you can either create a new costume, open one you've already authored, or just import parts if you just want to work on a few costume pieces and kind of unfold them. I'm going to go ahead and create a new costume. So this is the main screen as it is right now. This is an avatar that you can adjust essentially to your proportions. So you can switch between the different units. Right now I have everything in metric, but you can switch it to imperial here. And I'll draw everything as you would expect. Now if you want to edit the avatar, what you do is there's these adjustable widgets here that kind of select the top, and then you can adjust the size. So the idea is that you adjust the initial size to what your height is, and then you can click on additional parts that you want to edit and kind of adjust those. So we'll do some funny things here, like getting a bit short arms there. Legs are also adjustable. Okay, so now once we have our avatar, you can then import parts to attach to them, so you can kind of create a costume. So I'm going to import a couple parts that I have right here. Helmet, chest, and let's go with these two forearms. So I'll just wait for those to load. It should just take a minute. Okay, and now we have our parts that we can choose from up in this little part window, and it shows you a little thumbnail of the part. So in order to attach a part onto our avatar, we just click on the thumbnail here and drag that part over and it pops on. And then if you need to adjust it, like this part is sideways, you can go over to this transform toolbox and then just kind of adjust the parts to fine tune them. Probably going to be changing this. I don't love this interface. I think what might be better is just like some simple arrows, or saying for rotate, maybe I'll just draw a circle with a smaller circle on it that you can kind of drag around, and it'll tell you exactly what the angle is that you're currently adjusting it to. And so just move that out to there. Adjust this rotation a little bit more. Okay. And see, left hand, this one. Let's make those arms a little bit bigger. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect, but a couple quick adjustments there. Throw this other one on there. The other thing I'm going to add is what I had in the alpha, which is to orient the parts to the bones so that it'll snap right away to that direction, so you don't have to manually rotate it. But I just haven't gotten that implemented yet. So what's been taking me a while was actually getting this new system for adjusting all the limb sizes. It actually worked quite a bit different from what I had going inside the alpha build. What I had done previously was all the limb scaling was tied directly to the skeleton of the mesh, which I felt would probably be a little too limiting with what I wanted to do. So now I more works on a more arbitrary basis where I can kind of define constraints between different points and adjust the parts exactly how I want them. So it seems to be working out. I'm pretty happy with what I'm getting, the results I'm getting now. So once you have your parts, say you want to edit the unfolds, there's a way for going between the different modes. So the first one is costume, which is what you see here with the avatar and the costume parts. W is for workspace view, and that shows you all the different parts. You can kind of bounce between them and add additional unfolds. So the idea there is you could essentially create like 3 or 4 different unfolds for a specific part. Like you have maybe one that's a paper unfold, one that's unfolded specifically for foam. Maybe you have another one that's like letter versus A4 for the paper type. You'd be able to create all these unfolds and have them all in one file, so you wouldn't have to download a whole bunch of different files for the same thing. So yeah, I'm just going to pop onto this one, and the plan is to have all the unfolds here. Right now, you just click on this thumbnail to go to it. Okay, so this is the unfold view. So this is where you can kind of see your unfolds and make any edits you need to. So on the left is the 3D model, and on the right is all the patterns. So what's going on the left here, we've got the light blue lines, which represent the open edges, so where there's essentially the exterior of a pattern. The blue lines are mountains, so when they fold like that, and the red ones are valleys, which fold like that. When you select a part over here, it kind of highlights in there with the specific face as well as the part, so you can see which part you're currently looking at. Whoops. For the tools, we've got all the standard ones. You can translate, rotate, and as you saw me do there by accident, you can do the join cut as well, which allows you to kind of edit your patterns. Probably the most useful tool and what you'll be using most of the time when you're in here. Maybe I'll just walk through and show you some of the other features. So this little window down here, the idea is to have a place to empower people that are creating both the models and the unfolds. Essentially having their name, some kind of either their logo or image that they submit with the file, and then quick links to their social media. So there's going to be little buttons here so you can quickly hop to their Facebook or their Twitter or whatever social media things that they define. On the left, we've got a quick way of jumping between the different patterns, so essentially the unfolds. I don't really know if that'll be super useful, but yeah, let's see. Over here, we've got kind of the standard stuff. So the edge render threshold is essentially what the angle is before it stops becoming like a fold line. I'm going to unselect that because if you have something selected right now and you interact with the UI and moves it around, I got to fix that. That's a little bug. If I change this to like 150, some of the fold lines start to disappear and it becomes more of a single piece. Standard ones, the show edge IDs. So those are like the edge numbers. You can turn that on and off. Something that's new, I don't know if you guys have ever checked out Evil Ted's videos, but I've added these registration marks. And the idea behind those is if you're doing a foam build, you can cut out these little nibs and then draw a line on your foam templates. And then when you're gluing them back together, since you don't have like the part numbers, it's a quick way to kind of orient the pieces when you're putting it back together so that everything lines up perfectly. It's great if you have like a long stretch like this right here and it's got to join up to this. You're able to like match up those registration marks and everything will line up perfectly. It's a great idea. Again, I picked up from Evil Ted. The other one that type of curve doesn't have that I added was this edge angles. And the idea there is for foam builds, when you need to bevel the edges so that the edges line up perfectly, this will tell you exactly what you need, what angle you need to cut. So yeah, it's kind of neat little feature. And then the rest is all kind of standard. Let's see if this all works. We'll play around, see if. Yeah, so you can adjust the size there. Turn tabs on and off. See, there's a little bit of a bug there with the refreshing. I'll have to fix that up. All little things. Adjust the length. Yeah, that works too. Cool. I haven't tested these things in a long time, so it's good to see that a lot of it's still working. And then you can, these are some big tabs. Let's just drop those back down. These little tabs. Switch between the different paper sizes. The margins. That's a really big margin. It's not big. You buy back a lot of paper space if you drop your margins down to a smaller value. Maximize your real estate. So yeah, that's kind of the state of things right now. See, am I missing anything? I think that covers. Oh, and then when you're ready to print, there's a print button here, and that prints out your pattern, so it'll send it to the printer. So yeah, that's where Armorsmith is right now. The last big ticket item is essentially the part scaling, which works, but it just needs a better interface. So I'll be hooking up the drafting line stuff that I did for the scaling of the limbs on the avatar. And that should just drop right into place. It shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to edit a few other things, like I want to tweak the gizmos for moving the parts around. There's a couple little UI things and just a few other little bug fixes that shouldn't take more than a minute to kind of get in there. So yeah, keep an eye out. I'll try to post more updates a little bit more frequently. And aside from that, just keep an eye out on my Facebook page at www.facebook.com/thearmorgarage. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching.